What if I told you that the entire Formula One world order has been completely flipped upside down in just 2 races? That the man who dominated this sport for years is now fighting for his survival, and that the biggest driver transfer in modern F1 history might be closer than anyone wants to admit? Get ready, because this story is insane. The 2026 Formula One season was supposed to be a continuation. More Max, more dominance, more of the same stuff we'd all gotten used to watching. Instead, Mercedes showed up in Australia and took over. George Russell, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, 3 poles, 3 wins, 2 races, done. The silver arrows didn't come to play. I think they came to conquer. And Ferrari? Ferrari came in strong. Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc were right there in the fight from the very start of every single race. The SF-26 has something special. It grips the asphalt like a claw. The traction coming out of corners is on another level, and the energy delivery off the line, absolutely lethal. In Australia and China, Ferrari launched off the grid so fast they were genuinely threatening Mercedes in the opening laps. And that gave us something we hadn't seen in a long time. A real, genuine battle, with all of us sitting on the edge of our couch. But this is where the story starts to get complicated. Because the moment those opening laps were done, the moment the field stretched out, and the cars hit those long, flat-out straights, Ferrari started bleeding time, slowly, consistently. And at the end of both races, Hamilton and Leclerc crossed the line in 3rd and 4th. Close, but not close enough. Now let's talk about Lewis Hamilton. Because in China, something happened that this man had been chasing ever since the moment he shocked the entire world and signed with Ferrari. His first podium in red. 26 attempts, 26 races, learning, struggling, adapting, rebuilding himself inside one of the most iconic teams in motorsport. And in Shanghai, he finally stepped onto that podium wearing the most famous red in all of sports. And look, he was honest about it. Brutally, refreshingly honest. I started this journey, this dream of going to Ferrari and reaching the top with them, and the podium took longer than I expected. There it is. No sugarcoating, no PR talk, just Lewis Hamilton telling you exactly what was going through his head, the frustration, the patience, the unshakable belief that one day it would come. But you know what really got me? After everything, after a genuinely difficult first season, after all the questions about whether he made the right call leaving Mercedes, he didn't complain. He doubled down. After a tough year, being able to work on development with the team gives me so much pride. It's a privilege to be part of this brand. That is a man who is all in. And more importantly, that is a man who now has a car that can take him to the very top step, if Ferrari can fix one specific problem: the straights. Hamilton was straight up about it. The SF-26 is a great car in the corners. Russell himself apparently acknowledged that. But when those cars line up side by side on a straight, Mercedes has the edge. And in Formula One, that edge is everything. Ferrari needs to close that gap, and they need to do it fast. And hey, if you're feeling this story right now, if you're locked into your screen, if the hair on your arms is standing up, do me a favor, drop a like, for real. It takes half a second and it helps us bring you more stories just like this one. We're just getting started, and trust me, the best part is still coming, because we need to talk about the elephant in the paddock. Max Verstappen, 4 world championships. Years of total, absolute, suffocating dominance. The man who made Formula One look easy. The man who made the rest of the grid look like they were playing a completely different sport. That man is hurting, and not hurting in a "we'll fix it next race" kind of way. Hurting in a "this might define the entire trajectory of his career" kind of way. In Melbourne, Verstappen didn't hold back. He rarely does. But the words he used, they were different this time. Heavier. Too much degradation. I can't push. Terrible pace. Terrible balance. That's not frustration talking. That's a diagnosis. And the Red Bull bosses aren't hiding from it either. New team principal Laurent Mekies stood up and said it openly. There are significant deficiencies in Formula One politics, where everything is carefully managed and PR polished. That is basically a 5-alarm fire, but it goes deeper than just the car. Verstappen compared the new 2026 cars to, and I am not making this up, a Mario Kart game, and said he's already very happy with his Formula One career and that he could leave it behind easily. Read that again. Max Verstappen, the man with the world at his feet, the man contractually locked to Red Bull until 2028, is floating the idea of walking away from the sport. Now, is that just frustration talking? Maybe, probably even. But here's the thing about Verstappen. When he says something, he means it. He is not a man who bluffs for headlines. And the timing of all this, absolutely explosive. Because Toto Wolff, the man who built the Silver Arrows dynasty, the man who has never hidden his admiration for Verstappen, is sitting at the top of the championship with a dominant car and 2 seats to think about beyond 2026. The pieces are moving, guys. There is a performance clause buried in Verstappen's Red Bull contract. If he falls outside the top 2 in the championship, a release becomes possible. And right now, with 2 races done and Red Bull nowhere near the front, that scenario is no longer hypothetical. It's a countdown clock. Japan is next. Suzuka. Red Bull has promised upgrades, promised answers. Verstappen is demanding them. And the pressure inside that garage right now must be absolutely suffocating. Because if Suzuka doesn't deliver, if that car doesn't consistently show up in the top 5, then the question of Max Verstappen's future stops being a rumor and becomes the defining story of the 2026 season. Mercedes in 2027, Verstappen in silver, Hamilton in red, an epic rivalry, playing out on opposite sides of the paddock. Formula One does not get more dramatic than this. 2 races in, and we already have a championship leader nobody saw coming. A Ferrari legend finally finding his footing in red, and the greatest driver of his generation questioning everything. This season is going to be something special. The Empire isn't just striking back, it's being rebuilt, challenged, and threatened all at the same time. So here's what I want to know from you. Can Max Verstappen save his Red Bull career in Japan? Or is it already too late, and should he make the move to Mercedes in 2027? Drop your answer in the comments right now. I read every single one, and I'll catch you in the next one.